It's Monday, March 31st, and with 3 games in the books, we've got a lot to go over. On today's show, we'll talk the good, the bad, and the ugly, from top performers to the bottom of the barrel. We'll take a look at how Jose Ramirez's injury could impact the team in the short term, and we'll give you a preview of what to expect from the week ahead. Let's roll.
3 guys, 2 generations, 1 baseball team. Just when you thought there were too many mediocre Guardians podcasts, we're here to bring you one more. This is the Die Hard Guards podcast with your hosts Brent, Tim, and Zian.
Welcome in, everyone. This is the Die Hard Guards podcast. I'm your host, Brent, here with my father, Tim.
Hey.
And my brother, Zian.
Hey.
The Cleveland Guardians are 2-1, and no matter how you view the opening series, I think we can all agree that it's great to have baseball back. What do you think?
It is.
Sometimes.
No, it's great to have. We took 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 in the opening series.
It doesn't get better than that.
2 out of 3.
It does not get better.
That's what you got to do all year. 2 out of 3. Take 2 out of 3.
It's a beautiful thing. So we want to talk about each game individually. We want to give a little bit of a rundown, talk about top performers, some exit velocities that we've noticed, that kind of thing. So let's get into game 1. Guardians beat the Royals 7-4.
Yep.
Lively goes 5 solid innings, 4 hits, 3 earned, 3 strikeouts.
On a short start. Like he had no idea he was going to be starting that game until that day. Jumps in, makes a great start, just gives us a good outing. It got into the bullpen and let them finish it up.
Yeah, Bybee gets sick. Everyone knows by now. Bybee gets sick. Lively apparently wasn't going to meet the team until San Diego. He was still at the spring training facility working out, getting his bullpens in, was going to throw one more live, some live at-bats. And he got the call and hopped on a plane, and 24 hours later, he was on the mound.
Pitching game 1.
It's a beautiful thing.
Not a good look for Chipotle, by the way.
Bybee got out in front of that. He said it wasn't Chipotle.
Yeah, he said it was not Chipotle.
Sure, it was Chipotle.
No, listen,
he just doesn't want them to not feed him food before games.
He straight up said, "Stop saying bad things about Chipotle."
I know he loves Chipotle.
He loves it.
That doesn't mean he didn't get sick because of Chipotle. Listen, I'm just calling it like it is. He's covering Chipotle. He wants some free Chipotle.
It's the conspiracy.
Yeah, he wants free Chipotle.
Well, they should give it to him.
Tanner Bybee's not done.
He's earned it.
He knows. He wants free food.
So the only thing...
He's on his rookie deal. He wants free food.
The only gripe that I have about Lively is the 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. I'm not sure that was all entirely his fault. He did miss a spot, but I mean,
listen, we talked all weekend about, we felt like Bo was trying to overuse that high fastball. Like he went to the well just way too many times on the high fastball. He was like, there was don't get me wrong, maybe that was the game plan. It's the concentrated effort to throw that fastball in the upper part of the zone and above the zone to try to get chases, to try to get pop-ups, because it's a big park, right?
Yeah, you want the ball in the air.
You want the ball in the air.
City. Unless
so
you're
I get
Kansas
it.
City playing Cleveland, then you don't want the ball in the
right.
air.
So I get it, but
we hit the ball at the park, apparently.
We talked about it. We felt like, especially in Lively's case, he's not Gavin Williams throwing 97, 98, 99 on the upper part of where you're trying to catch up to it. But Lively's going to throw 91, 92 to the upper part of the zone, and people are making decent contact. So in that pitch, he happened to leave. And again, if you miss by 2 inches, 3 inches on that pitch, that's a home run. So, and that's what happened.
He left it in. Yeah, I understand the game plan, and I understand
I didn't like that game plan.
I get it. I get it because the majority of fastball pitchers or sinker pitchers like to go up because they get better carry, they get better ride on their their fastball or sinker.
But it was weird. Like, how many pitches in a row are you throwing up and in?
But that was every sequence. That was my problem with
every sequence, right?
I don't care that it was fastballs up. I care that you get a strike on a fastball and you go to the exact same spot. Like the hitter's not expecting that the next pitch.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I felt like we didn't do a good job of mixing. Like, Lively's a guy who throws a bunch of pitches, like a bunch of different types of pitches, different shapes, different grips, different. He can move the ball around, and that's his strength. So why we continuously went back to one particular spot, one particular pitch, I have no idea.
it's not a great pitch.
It's not his best pitch.
not.
Yeah, you're throwing what is not his best pitch. So I felt like we set him up for that home run. Like we set that up,
and I think
it wasn't good for him.
That happened again later.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Definitely.
And I understand, again, I like the game plan, but when you are somebody like Ben Lively, you're not going to reach back and throw 95, 96.
Yep.
You're not if you're not getting the movement on your fastball that you normally get, then it looks like a beach ball.
Yeah. He's not a big thrower, so I mean. It's
also, if you're throwing 91 in your head, you're thinking, okay, I can't be too over the plate here. So it kind of led him to be up out of the zone more, which is much easier to take. It's easier to see out of the hand.
But it was
easier to spit on.
Yeah, it was a common theme all weekend, though. It really was a common theme. Like, we threw. I felt like our pitchers threw too many pitches because we wasted a lot of high fastballs that they quit chasing.
And most of it is to set up another pitch. I understand a waste pitch to set up another pitch,
but we didn't get any swing and misses.
Then you don't
anyways,
get any swing and miss. Exactly.
Yeah, that was the hard.
That's the hard part. And for our starters, I think, what did we wind up with? 8 total strikeouts from our starters in this series.
Yeah.
In 3 games.
It really wasn't much.
So, I mean, I get the game plan, but when you're dealing with Gavin Williams and Tanner Bybee, you're banking on the swing and miss, and you weren't getting it. So I don't understand why they didn't go away from that.
Yeah, I agree, and I just felt like I said, I know it was part of the game plan, I'm sure, for this team that they were playing against, that the hitters they were facing, but I don't know that it worked in some of our pitchers' favor to keep going to that well over and over again when it wasn't getting swings and misses.
Especially when you need more length from your starters this year. You need guys getting into the 6th and 7th inning this year.
Yep,
you're going to need it because you have an overtaxed bullpen hung over from last year.
We're pretty good defensively. I don't think they should shy away from. I hate when we get in this rhythm of going to full count on batter after batter after batter. It's just crazy. Like, it's wasted pitches, and then we go to full count, and then we give up a hit, or it's just frustrating for a pitcher, I think, to go through that.
And for those of you out there who are saying, well, we took 2 out of 3. Why so negative? Well, this is the exact time to talk about these things. This early in the season, if your game plan isn't getting you the swing and miss that you are used to, well, maybe it's time to not go so deep in the counts. Maybe it's time to pitch to more contact.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I think Lively gave us a great outing.
Lively was fantastic.
I think he was great.
Gavin was fantastic. Yep. Bybee was fantastic.
Yep.
But these are
3 good starts.
These little things are going to help them later on when they go back and look at these games and go, you know what? In this situation, I'm not getting the ride on my fastball. I'm not getting the swing and miss. It's not really helping me set up my slider or my curveball. So maybe I do pitch to more contact. Maybe I try to go in on the hands a little bit more to start on that bat, or that kind of thing.
I think swing and miss is kind of down league wide right now, though.
It is. There's a lot more contact.
This first week's been a lot of balls in play.
Yep.
Agreed.
Let's move on to top performers of Game 1. I've got.
Wow, it's an easy game. 1's an easy one.
Yeah,
Kyle Manzardo.
MVP.
That's an easy one.
MVP
MLB Network would
runner.
say Vinny Pasquantino.
Yeah. MLB Network loves them some Vinny P.
Why do they hate us so much?
I don't
The player of the game
understand
was Manzardo. It wasn't even close.
Kyle Manzardo, 3 for 4, double, triple home run, took a walk, had 4 ribbies. I mean,
Scored a couple runs.
What can you
great,
say?
Great game.
And all against lefties.
Yeah.
All 3 hits against lefties.
Yep.
So
solid.
That pretty much puts to rest any of his question marks when it comes to platoon splits.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then later on. Yeah.
Yeah. Stephen Kwan, 2 for 4. I mean, a typical Stephen Kwan day, right?
Oh, yeah.
2 for 4, single and a double. RBI and a
Kwan
run.
picks up right where he picked up beginning of last year.
Yeah. He looks
effort.
He looks right now.
Every at bat is hard for the pitcher to throw to him.
He sees a ton of pitches. He's fouling pitches off already.
Him and
He looks
Manzardo are
great.
seeing the ball really clear right now.
They are, and Tim Herron looked phenomenal in Game 1.
Herron looked really good.
He gave us 1 inning, 2 strikeouts on 11
down.
pitches.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Cade Smith, another one. 1 inning, 2 strikeouts, 15 pitches.
It was another one. We wasted too many pitches. Like he's like all his stuff is nasty.
Should have got
Like,
out of
why
it in
are we,
like 8
Why are we
pitches.
going up in the zone all the time trying to get chases? I mean, he was throwing, he was dealing. Like, just let him throw.
Yeah, and Seawald, 1 inning, 1 strikeout on 7 pitches.
Yeah, he looked really sharp.
He looked great.
The
in
first game
1.
was all right.
All that kind of rising stuff. Yeah, we did. We played pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, there was, we had an inning. There was an inning there, the bullpen with Gaddis that struggled.
So,
Gaddis struggled right out of the gate in that inning. He came in and pitched, gave up a walk and a couple hits, and he kind of struggled a little bit there. Don't get me wrong, the hits he did give up weren't smashes. He gave up 1 solid hit. The others were kind of just,
The Royals really didn't hit a ball square all series.
Yeah,
besides
they're not a great hitting team.
The 2 home runs.
But I think what stood out about Gaddis in that first game, well, Clase as well. It stood out with Gaddis and Clase. Both were their lack of strike throwing. Like,
Right. Yeah.
not really throwing strikes with all their stuff.
Exactly.
And with Gaddis, it was kind of like, I think maybe he was a little overhyped a little bit, and he came out and he overthrew his pitches a little bit. But yeah, he really wasn't in the zone like he normally is.
So this was Gaddis. This was his outing in Game 1. He started off with a 7-pitch walk. Red flag right away. Then he gave you an error. Chopper right back to him.
Yeah, he didn't feel it. Yeah.
Couldn't
he
handle
wanted
it.
to go to third for some
Wanted
reason.
to go to third.
I don't know why.
Take the out. It's Game 1 of 162. Take the out. And then some of the worst base running I've ever seen. Double play.
Thank you, Kansas City.
Gets him back in the inning.
Thank you, Kansas City, for your terrible base run that got us out of that inning.
Insane. And then a strikeout to end the inning. So he pulled it together. But man, what a rough start there.
Yeah.
That's and I don't think Gaddis is really, he's never really beaten the accusations of struggling to throw strikes. He's just, his stuff has been so good that he hasn't had to throw it in the zone.
Well, that's what kind of cost him as a starter.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So he,
I think he'll be all right, though. I think he just got to work through. I think historically he's probably just a slow starter. Even last year, as good as he was, he wasn't like that guy right out of the gate.
Yep.
So,
and then Emmanuel Clase comes in. He gives up a double, a single.
yeah.
Both of which same pitch, same location.
Well, yeah, like
Sack fly, same pitch, same location.
so the Pasquantino at bat, the first batter he faces, Bo calls for cutter low and in. Clase gives him the cutter where he wants it. Vinny's obviously sitting on it, fouls it off to the right.
He knows as a lefty they want to go in on your hands.
No, it was low.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They want to come in
trying
on
to
your
get
hands
inside.
with a cutter. They want to saw you off.
And then the second pitch, same exact spot. You think Vinny's not like sitting on it?
Same exact thing.
God,
Next hitter,
Yeah. Again,
same exact thing. Same pitch is hit.
and we
Blowing in.
And we kind of looked at the data too on Class A. Listen, he did not have his best stuff in Game 1. He didn't have his best stuff. He came out. He threw the ball. He did not have the movement that his cutter normally has.
He lost about an inch, close to an inch on average of horizontal movement.
Yeah, and that's the difference between on a cutter. That's the difference between a home run and a foul ball,
Right.
or a strike,
or
or a miss, swing and miss.
Yeah,
I mean,
off the handle.
he just didn't get enough movement on that. It was flat, and they hit it. I mean, it was really that simple. If you're geared up for 99 and it doesn't move, most guys in Major League Baseball can get the bat to it. So
he threw 2 what registered as cutters, which means they had cutter spin, and they actually moved arm side.
yeah, it was weird.
So there was something weird going on.
He
there.
really wasn't getting any bite on those pitches. So I don't know what was wrong. Was his grip? Was it the spin rate? Whatever it was, but he did not have a lot of movement on his pitches, and it showed because Clase doesn't get hit like that very often.
So his inning was double, single, sac fly, and then he got you a fly out. He got you, and then he gave up the infield hit, which was actually an error. Jose booted that ball.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave it a hit, but he straight up booted that. I mean, he makes that 9 times out of 10. And then he finally got a strikeout to get out of that one. Bad sequencing. I totally agree that it was bad sequencing, but also the movement just wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't throwing great pitches, and I don't know that we were calling a great game for our pitchers. So,
not quite.
But anyway, we come away with the win.
That's a big win. That's
a
huge
big
win to start the
and
year.
to say that our bullpen didn't pitch well and we still won the game,
by 3. I mean, our bats came alive.
That's pretty impressive because last year our bullpen carried us for many, many wins, and this year they struggled and we still won.
We'll end this roundup on a high note. Some intriguing exit velocities from Game 1. Obviously, you have Manzardo's home run, 106.
You love these exit velocities.
I love it because it speaks volumes, and I'll tell you why.
Does
in a
it?
minute.
Does it?
I will. As we go through this, I'll tell you why. So Kyle Manzardo, 106.4 off the bat on his home run.
Oh, wait. Are you saying Kyle Manzardo scored up a triple and a home run? No kidding.
Well,
so shocker.
Actually, believe it or not, his triple wasn't even squared up. I think it was only.
The double was.
I think it was only 91 off the bat.
Yeah, the double, but it was down the line.
Right.
It was down the line
Right
to
off
the
the-
corner.
in a giant ballpark. And then his double was 100.8.
Yeah.
Big time from Kyle Manzardo. Carlos Santana, 105.3 on his single and a 99.1 on a ground out. And the reason I'm including ground outs is because Carlos Santana does one thing well, and that's hit the ball in the air.
Right.
So these ground outs for Carlos Santana are not going to stick around.
But hard ground balls make for easy double plays.
Agreed. No, absolutely agreed. But
not good timing on some of the ground
trend-
balls this weekend.
When the trend is hard hit baseballs to a guy who typically hits the ball in the air, eventually that's going to turn around.
Yeah, let's hope.
Gabriel Arias, I have to put him in here because he is not someone that hits the ball in the air, but he is someone that hits the ball hard. So he had 99.6 on his double, and then he had 2 ground outs. One was 104 and one was 109.
Yeah.
This dude needs to hit the ball in the air.
Listen, though,
if he can't hit the ball in the air, he's totally useless.
I will tell you though, as far as this weekend goes, Arias is one of those guys for me that saved.
And
this
we'll get
weekend.
there. We'll definitely get there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. Listen, we weren't expecting anything from Arias.
I haven't had much good to say about Gabriel Arias. And the jury's still out.
What he did this weekend. That's why we took 2 out of 3. He's one of the guys. Is the reason why we took 2 out of 3.
Arias last year had a higher average bat speed than Bryce Harper.
Yeah,
he just has to
put
it
into
together.
perspective the kind of power he could produce.
Yep.
If he hits the ball in the air,
if he could hit the ball in the air,
like he did today, opposite field home run because he got it a ball in the air.
Yep,
that's how he swings.
So what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back, and we're gonna give you a game recap of game number 2. Game 2, Royals take this one 4-3. Unfortunately,
Gavin Williams definitely deserved to win here.
Gavin Williams definitely deserved to
Pitched
win.
Great.
Looked healthy. His velocity was through the roof.
Yep.
Hit 100 miles an hour a couple times. Sat pretty early on around 98.
But again, I still think we threw too many pitches up out of the zone, high fastballs intentionally.
Yeah.
And it made him throw too many pitches. Like his stuff was so good, like they just couldn't get on.
No, with him, I want him to throw high fastballs.
I agree, but like that many out of the zone that they weren't swinging at, it wasn't like they were chasing all his high. They weren't.
Right. And
he was just missing a spot though.
He was taking them for balls.
If you're not setting up for his curveball,
his low fastball gets hit.
Oh, for sure.
That's why
his low
he has to live
fastball
high.
gets seen very well. But if it's not setting up for his curveball, I mean, he buried a handful of curveballs in the dirt that, I mean, he straight up spiked.
I mean, I know.
So it wasn't quite there yet.
I know in the first inning, he threw probably 15 straight fastballs at least, and he went full count on a bunch of people because
his pitch count was really low.
He was up, but he was up in the zone that first inning, and they weren't chasing, and he didn't. He just pitched a bunch of extra pitches he didn't need to throw.
So he went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and 2 strikeouts. So not necessarily the strikeout numbers that we're used to seeing. I don't know. I kind of expected him to be somewhere around 5 for his first outing, but he faced 2 batters in the 6th, gave up a single and a walk, and they got him out of there pretty quick. So
should have left him in.
I agree. I think they should have let him go.
Left him in.
I think they should have let him go. Finish the inning at least, get him into the 7th. I think he could have done it. I wouldn't have seen an issue with it.
They didn't hit him hard once the entire game.
No,
not at all.
No, I thought he was still looking good. He was still throwing 97, 98.
And I understand he was on a pitch count because what did he throw? 74 pitches.
Yeah, but just finish the inning. I mean,
yeah, let him finish the inning.
Yeah.
Let him finish the inning. Some of the top performers from this game: Steven Kwan again, 1 for 3. He hit a bomb.
I think that'll be a common theme. I think
destroyed
Steven
a
Kwan.
baseball. I think one of the hardest hits he's had in the major leagues.
It wasn't too hard, but it got out.
It got out of there. I mean, it got out of a deep ballpark.
It was hard for Steven Kwan.
He
I think it was
loves to
101.8.
He loves to hit in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So he had an RBI, a walk, scored 2 runs. Gavin Williams, obviously.
Yeah.
He looked great. He was right around the zone. He did probably throw too many pitches, but his fastball is just dynamic. And if that's any indication of what's to come, then I think we're looking at a really, really big year for Gavin Williams. And then I have Nolan Jones. And it's
Mr. Jones?
Not so much the impact he had on the game, even though he scored on a sacrifice fly, the first run that the Guardians scored of the game. But his double that he hit and 2 other balls that he hit in that game were pretty scorched, I think.
I think, listen, we love Nolan Jones. We think he's going to be a big star. I threw that in again this week. I know you guys love that one. But I think the big thing with Nolan is he's trying to be patient at the plate. He's trying to get on base, and we're gonna probably need him to do more. Now, don't get me wrong. I think he hit 2 balls in this game alone that would have been home runs in most stadiums around the country, except we were in Kansas City. There were 2 balls he hit that would have been, one actually was a double, and the other one was caught at the warning track that would have been a home run anywhere else opposite field.
Yeah, he hit, and I'll skip ahead here because I have some more intriguing exit velocities. We'll talk about that right now since you brought it up. Steven Kwan 101.8 off the bat on the home run.
See, you knew that off the top of your head.
That was pretty good.
Wow.
And Nolan Jones, his double was 97.4, so that was actually that was not the one that would have been a home run, I don't think. The fly out that he had to left field, 98.9 off the bat, went 340 feet.
Yeah, that was,
and that's a poke.
And that's
a poke opposite field.
That didn't make the warning track,
and he didn't even get all of it.
Yeah.
And then he lined out 97.3 off the bat, and that was hit 319.
Yeah.
I mean, 319 line out. That's That's a poke and a half.
Well,
right
Yankee Stadium, it's out.
yeah. Pull that one down the line of Yankee Stadium. That's out.
It's like a
100%
little
of
league
the time.
field. It's like a little league field. That's why Judge hits 8 home runs a game because he's playing on a little league
And
field.
his doctored bats. No, I actually like him. Well, we're not even going to get into that.
Anyways,
Yeah, we're not even going to get into that.
He doesn't use that bat, but he is playing on a little league field.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Bo Naylor had a sharp line out to right field, 103.5 off the bat. If he just lifts the ball, man, he somehow
He's
I
a
need
nailer.
him
He
to
can't.
tap into his power.
Yes.
He hits the ball hard. He has to tap into that power. And then Carlos Santana, again, 101.5, line out. Another 100-mile-an-hour exit velocity
Hit one
for
in the
Carlos
air.
Santana.
Carlos hit one in the air.
Hit him in the air. He's going to get there. We already talked about that. And then I got to throw Lane Thomas in here. It was 98.4 off the bat. He flew out to center field and hit the ball 378 feet. I mean, that's a pretty good poke. So Kansas City, Kauffman is an enormous field. And their wind is weird, and it's a struggle. And that's
But we're going to see some of that
not
stuff
the
pay
reason
off.
why
Yeah.
Kansas City's going to suck this year.
We're going to see some of that stuff pay off offensively for us. Those balls
There's
that are
no
hit in
doubt.
the air, hit hard in the air.
Yep.
We're going to see some of that because those are going to be home runs.
Yep.
So, especially when we play at Yankee Stadium, which is a little league field. Did I say that already?
Yeah, I think so.
They're playing on a little league field, and then everyone's patting them on the back for hitting home runs.
Congratulations.
300 feet. Wow.
You hit 8 home
Wow.
runs on opening day. Congratulations. Yeah. Anyway. And I hate to end game 2 on a low note, even though we lost, but some more bullpen struggles here. Sewald came in, did not look very good, gave up a home run and a single back-to-back. Got a strikeout, got a pop out. They brought Gaddis in, and Gaddis instantly gave up a double. So that, not a great sequence of events there.
Yeah, it was rough.
And that was really, I mean, I'm not saying the game was out of hand, but
No, I mean, we kept it close.
they were in it till the end, really.
Yeah, we gave that lead up. And,
It was just that one inning, and then, that's how it goes. So game 3, moving on to a more positive game here. Guardians win it 6-2.
Yeah, we kind of controlled this one from the start.
Yeah,
too.
Tanner Bybee.
Bybee on the mound.
Bybee looked great. He did not throw up on the mound one time, so that's a win.
Chipotle.
Hey, listen, if it works for Tanner Bybee, it works for me. Do your thing. He went 5.2 innings, which I think they could have left him in too. I mean, I know it's iffy there because his pitch count was getting up
He
there.
was not happy when they took him out. I can tell you that.
I'm
He was
guessing.
not
I'm
excited
guessing
with
he was
2
on a
outs in the
pretty
inning.
strict.
2 outs in the inning,
pitch
he was
count.
not happy about.
No,
but,
he was
but
not happy.
Don't get me wrong. He had just given up a walk. So to the guy he could have ended the inning on. So
Yeah. He gave up only 2 hits, no runs, 2 strikeouts. Phenomenal.
yeah, really great.
Love it. Love it.
Just
He
like you
was-
want your ace to do.
He stayed around the zone. I thought he even threw probably too many pitches.
Yeah,
in
again,
some innings.
it was the same theme. Fastball's up in the
Yeah.
zone. They didn't chase him. Now, don't get me wrong. I think he got a lot more chases than Lively or Williams got.
I think he
because
probably got a little bit
He's
more
a little
swing and miss.
tighter on his control than those guys, but he got a lot of. He did get some like foul ball strikes on that pitch up, but
The zone was really small today.
yeah,
Yeah,
a
the
little
zone was.
small.
Yeah, they weren't
But he's
giving corners.
But it doesn't
They
even
weren't
phase
giving
him.
up.
It doesn't even phase him when the zone is small. It really doesn't. He just doesn't care. He just keeps throwing pitches.
So yeah, great by Tanner Bybee. Top performers, obviously Tanner Bybee. I loved his outing. That's a perfect way to start your season after food poisoning. Perfect. 5.2 innings, get the job done, no runs. Couldn't ask for a better outing. Stephen Kwan again, 3 for 5, 3 singles, RBI, and scored a run.
Solid.
Unbelievable how he
Solid.
does it.
Off to a hot start. Yeah.
Like
Kyle Manzardo again too.
I keep coming back to there's this meme that goes around on Twitter. I'm not gonna call it X. It's Twitter. And it's that cat that says, "Why is it always on base?" with a picture of Stephen Kwan.
Yeah.
I mean, that sums it up. There's nothing else you can even say at that point. Stephen Kwan, how is he always on base?
Yeah, he's really
every time you
starting
look
off.
up, Stephen Kwan is on base.
Yep,
it's unbelievable. Kyle Manzardo, 2 for 5, single,
solid
another home run.
Yep,
2
really
RBIs.
that home run came when the game was kind of it was. Yeah, I think it was a 0-0 tie at the time when he hit that home run, and really no one had done anything yet, and he hit that bomb.
Yeah, two RBIs, 1 run scored, and the surprise of the weekend, Gabriel Arias, 2 for 3, single and a home run, sac fly, 2 RBIs, 1 run scored.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, there's 2 unsung
He's hitting the ball
heroes.
hard.
There
He's
are
hitting the ball
2
hard.
unsung heroes this weekend. 2 of them. There's 2 of them. Gabriel Arias, who is not only hitting the ball, but taking pitches and getting on base.
I saw Gabriel Arias
That's a big step forward for him.
Take 2 really tough sliders, outside sliders off the plate.
Which last year, that has sat
swung
him
at.
down. That has sat him down in the dugout because he'd have struck out on those pitches. This year, he took them, and he hits the Oppo home run. I mean,
fantastic. We've seen.
He
before.
has that kind of power.
That's the only power he has.
Yes,
we've
that's
seen it
that's
before.
where he hits great opposite field. I don't know why he doesn't live there. I got to tell you, he's a great opposite field hitter, but he is one of the heroes of the weekend, getting us 2 of those wins. And I'm telling you, Daniel Schneemann, listen, he was going to sit on the bench and watch games until the Freeman trade. Let's face it. If Tyler Freeman is here playing, Schneemann is sitting on the bench, not even getting in the game. And now
Tyler Freeman is only playing on Sundays in Colorado.
Yeah, it's
apparently.
crazy. I don't know what's wrong with Colorado because they're no good.
Oh, did he play today?
Yeah, he got in.
They're no good, and he's probably one of the best players on their roster. So
He
better
may be
start
the second
playing.
best player.
Anyway, so back to Schneemann. Schneemann finds out a couple of days before the season starts that suddenly he's this more valuable utility guy than he was going to be.
And then he finds
now,
out that Jose's not playing Game 3.
Yeah, so now he's going to play second base like pretty consistently. He's going to play second base.
Back-to-back starts at second base.
And all he does is come in this weekend, in the 2 games he plays in, hits a home run, and gets on base like 3 other times.
Yeah, takes a handful of walks.
Takes walks, gets on base, scores a couple runs. I mean, what more can you ask for from the bottom of your order? Holy smoke, what a great weekend he had.
Yeah. Yeah. And Rocchio, I do want to shout out Rocchio. He started slow, but in Game 3, he looked okay. He gave us some decent at bats. He poked that base hit near the end of the game.
Yeah, we need him to be confident like it was in the spring. We need him to just come out and be the guy.
He took a couple walks.
We know how talented you are.
He played stellar defense.
Rocchio, we know how talented you are. Just come out and play. Come out and play, man. Let it go. Let it rip. Just come out and play.
Yep, he'll be all right. He needs to take the training wheels off and just let it rip. Some intriguing exit velocities again. Gabriel Arias, obviously his home run, 108.1 off the bat.
Opposite field. Nice.
Crush.
I wish he could do that to a pitch middle in.
I'm telling you.
Awesome. It doesn't matter. I don't care what he does. If he plays like he does this weekend, we're going to be fine.
If he put that swing on a pitch middle in and took it down the left field line, it would be 113 off the bat.
He hit it 450 feet.
450 feet out of the ballpark.
He just can't do it.
Kyle Manzardo's home run, 104.1 off the bat. Daniel Schneemann's home run, 104.7 off the bat. Rocchio gave us some good exit velocities in Game 3, 98.8 single. I hate to put these in there, obviously. 98.8 ground out, and then on the double play, 100.2. He's got to elevate the ball.
Yeah, that was one of our weak spots this weekend, hitting into double plays with a guy on first. The ball. Yeah,
Lane Thomas did it.
Yeah, a couple times.
And here we go again. Carlos Santana gives us 3 really, really good exit velocities. 99.1 on the double, 107 on a ground out, 100.7 on another ground out. So he has to lift the ball.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen. Historically, he always lifts the ball. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when, not if. And now we got to talk about Joey Cantillo.
Listen, okay. Let's start this up. Listen, Joey Cantillo had So the first inning he pitched today, all right, he comes out of the bullpen for the first time this season. All right. He's historically a starter. Now he's coming out of the bullpen just for this season. Super talented kid. Came into the playoffs last year in a situation they probably shouldn't have been in, but we had no choice. He had to throw, and he struggled in the playoffs. We didn't know how his confidence was going to be this year going into this year, but he pitched pretty well in the spring. Not great, but he pitched pretty well, and he made the roster. He's coming out of the bullpen with another left-handed arm out of the bullpen, right? Because we have some other guys hurt, so he's going to fill that role. He came in today. Again, I thought the pitch calling for him, considering he wasn't getting swings and misses, wasn't getting chases out of the zone.
It was a little strange.
I thought it was kind of strange for him.
Heavy dose of changeups.
A lot up, too, out of the zone. It was a lot of stuff going on. He went to, so the first, 4 batters he sees, he goes to full count on in that inning. Now, he got out of the inning. He got some pop-ups, got a ground ball. He got out of the inning, okay? So that's great. He looked... he didn't look great, but he got out of that inning with no runs scored, no nothing happening, right? So now they put him back in. So my problem is this. If I'm the coaching staff and I watched a guy who I need to be confident, right? He just worked a scoreless inning, but it wasn't a great scoreless inning. It was a full count on every batter you faced. You did walk a guy.
Yeah, he couldn't bring it into the zone.
It was a lot.
And
there was a lot going on there.
His fastball velocity seemed down. He was somewhere under 92, 91.3, somewhere around there.
So to throw him back out for a second inning, even though you're up in the game, I don't know how that benefited Joey Cantillo. And clearly it did not benefit him for long.
Well, he threw 37 pitches. He got through 1 inning. And I
he came back out for the second inning, but he didn't get it out.
I want to say he faced 3 batters in the second inning that he threw.
Yes.
Something like that. Faced 8 total hitters, only got 3 outs, 37 pitches. Gave up 1 run on 3 straight hits in the 8th.
Yep.
So when he started out, he came in and he was all over the place, wasn't in the zone. Came back out for the 8th, came into the zone, and got hit around. So, there's not really much positive there for that outing, other than he only gave up 1 run. I don't know. We'll see. He's going to get a lot more opportunities.
The jury's out on Joey Cantillo. To be honest with you, I would never set him out for that second inning. I'm not. Listen.
Well, I understand you want to save arms.
This is a great coaching staff. They do a great job, but I can't imagine why you'd send him out this early in the season for a second inning after that first inning that he got out of without giving up a run. I mean, I don't know how it benefited Joey Cantillo to go out for that second inning after struggling, and even in the inning, he didn't give up a run.
He's going to get a lot more opportunities. Eventually, we're going to see Tristan McKenzie too.
I would have thrown him out for an inning today.
Yeah, probably. I might have given him that 8th inning. I don't know. See that fastball that is supposedly back to elite. I don't know. We'll see.
It doesn't matter if he can't throw his other pitches for a strike.
Right. And that's the key.
Well, he's a bullpen guy now. He only needs 2 pitches.
He doesn't have a second pitch right now.
He may be able to rely heavily on the fastball if he's only throwing 1 inning at a time.
We'll see.
If he only has to face 3 or 4 batters, the fastball might play.
And
but
listen,
we don't know yet.
It might seem the show, I think, seems a little negative right now. I'm not gonna lie.
It's about to get worse.
We seem a little negative, but the problem is, listen, I don't want to downplay the fact we just won 2 out of 3. That it's not a great Kansas City team.
I think Kansas City is a lot worse than what
I
agree.
Everyone else
and I think that's where we're coming from on this. We won 2 out of 3, but I don't think we looked.
That was not
anywhere
a good
near
team
where we
that
need
took
to
2 out of
be.
3 from.
Yeah, we didn't look anywhere where we need to be to beat good teams.
But
I can tell you that.
On a positive spin on that is we see things that this team does well.
Yes.
And
They
we
get on
know
base.
we know they can sustain these things.
Yeah.
So they have a chance to be similar to the team that they were last year with more weapons.
And listen, if Kwan's going to be Kwan, right? And if you can get Jones and Arias and Rocchio and Schneemann and all these guys to play at a higher level than they played last year, man, we are going to be really, really good because Kyle Manzardo's playing at a higher level than he was last year. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he
and
is.
if we can get
He's
other
stepped
guys
up.
to join that, get on that bus, man, we're going to be really good.
And now, on that note, when we come back, we're going to talk about Jose's wrist and why I almost cut mine off and sent it to Cleveland.
Oh, relax, man. It was 162 games.
We'll be right back. And we're back.
You sound very solemn.
Now we're going to be speaking about Jose's hurt wrist.
Hey, are you done?
I'm sorry?
What?
Are you finished?
Are you interrupting our show
Did-
right now?
Did you need something?
I just need to talk about someone, a certain someone.
Oh,
Who?
Lord.
Who?
Um,
Okay, Brent.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is leading into the quantum theory report.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm going to have to figure out some music for that.
We are.
Maybe I'll see what I can do.
I'll figure out the music.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You do your thing. So what do you got for us today, Mom?
So, what I need to talk about is something that I was deep in thought about, and that is another similarity between Stephen and myself.
Oh, boy.
And it came down to the number 8.
The number 8.
Yes.
The number 8.
I graduated in 88. So,
Yes.
yes. Also, opening day was April 8th. Is that
Wow.
correct, I think?
April 8th?
Yep.
Well, the I think the home opener is April 8th.
April
Yes,
Yeah.
April 8th.
April.
Home opener.
Okay. All right.
He'll be 28 this year.
Oh, boy.
28.
28.
Wow. Really?
Steven.
He was drafted in 2018.
Oh,
2018.
wow.
Wow.
Oregon State won the College World Series in 2018.
Nice.
He's 5'8", according to baseballreference.com.
I think that's generous.
Oh, no.
Listen,
5'8's a generous number for Steven.
I think you're interrupting.
5'7", 5'6.5".
His spring OPS was 808.
808.
808.
Nice. Good. one there.
Apparently, according to someone on Reddit, which was hilarious, his batting stance is the narrowest in baseball at 8.8 inches.
Wow. That could be because he's so short. Steven.
Stephen Kwan, 8.8 inches at the plate.
Also, lifetime batting average is 285.
285.
There's a lot of 8s in there.
Yeah.
That being said,
So what does that mean?
I don't know. But what I want to say is there's something else I need to mention, a few things. That is that there was a certain number
Certain number of what?
a certain number 38 who almost put Stephen on the injured list this year.
Who? Who's that?
You did not see that play?
Lane Thomas?
Thank you.
Oh, my. You're right. Lane, you're in trouble.
Lane,
I just need
listen,
to say that.
Lane, my wife is
mom
not
out to
happy.
get
Yeah,
you,
my wife is
Lane.
not happy with you at all,
Okay.
Lane.
But
better hit the
finally,
You almost hurt Steven.
I'm going to get off the 8s for a minute and just say that he's having an incredible first few games of the season. He's
We did recognize
6 for
that.
12,
Yes, he is.
hitting 500.
Yep. Great start. Great start.
Like I said, extremely incredible first few games. But nothing is as incredible as
Careful.
Stephen Kwan's smile.
Okay. All right.
It lights up the stadium.
I don't think it has anything to do with baseball.
They don't
No.
even need lights this year. Like,
think-
don't even use lights.
Unbelievable.
Just use Stephen's smile.
Unbelievable.
So,
Can someone control
so anyway, that's all I have to say.
I'd like to formally apologize to Stephen Kwan's wife.
No, she's blessed.
it?
She's
She's blessed. Don't apologize to her.
Steven.
Stephen's
What?
8.8 inch batting stance.
Why
there.
would you apologize to such a blessed woman?
Wow.
She's
Congratulations,
blessed. That's
Stephen.
right. No, congratulations to
Congratulations,
Stephen's wife.
Stephen's wife.
So
And
anyway, as I'm saying,
I feel like this is abusive to me somehow. I don't
The
know.
Guardians could probably rethink their lighting system. Just use Steven. And
Use Steven's
incredible,
glowing
incredible,
smile.
incredible.
It's amazing. Amazing.
He deserves all the money in the world.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
All right. Bye, guys.
Well done.
Thank you for
Well
that.
done
I
again.
feel I
So,
don't know how to
yeah.
feel about that.
When we come back, we are going to talk about
Again, Steven, please.
Jose's
Please. We
injury.
do not need any restraining orders.
no restraining orders. Just keep playing well.
I love you, Steven.
All right. We'll be right back. And we're back again. And we're sad.
I don't know what to say.
I'm not sure. Anyway, so moving on. Let's talk Jose Ramirez and his injury.
Listen.
So those of you who don't know, and I'm assuming by now everyone does.
If you're listening to this podcast and you don't know that Jose Ramirez got hurt, I don't know who
you shouldn't
I don't
be
know who you
listening
are.
to this podcast.
I don't know who you are.
You may not understand what this podcast is about.
We don't understand what this podcast is about.
Then you really wouldn't understand. So Jose Ramirez, of course, being Jose Ramirez, the great base runner that he is, trying to steal second base. His right wrist got caught up underneath him, and according to reports, he sprained his wrist.
Yep.
Now, they're saying day to day. However, everything I do my own research guy.
It's too early in the season to play him if he's got an injury. You got to let him heal. Let him heal complete so he doesn't have to deal with it the whole season.
A wrist sprain, from what I've seen, ranges anywhere from 2 to 6 week recovery time.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the general consensus is 2 weeks at minimum. So I'm not sure they're going to let him swing a bat for at least a couple weeks. I don't know if that means – I don't know if they're going to put him on the injured list. It's possible. It's hard to say.
I will say this.
Now would be the time to do it. If you were going to put Jose on the injured list, the second week of the season would be the time to do it.
Okay, so it gives us a chance early in the season to see two things, right? First of all, when your best player goes down, like he's the guy, he is the face of our franchise. He is our guy. He's the perennial MVP candidate, vote getter. He's that guy, right? One of the best players in the league. Everyone knows it. When he goes down, your coaching staff is talking to the other player. Who's going to step up next? Who's going to step up and pick up the pace when Jose goes down? And so now we're going to find out who is going to be that guy, like who's going to step up and play. And in the end, when you find those guys, if it's Arias, if it's Rocchio, if it's Carlos Santana, if it's Nolan Jones,
Kyle
Manzardo, who was already playing good before Jose got hurt. But if you find these guys who want to take on that challenge and step up and become better players to try to help the team while Jose's out, because you're not relying so much on Jose, I think it's only going to make your team better if they perform.
Juan Brito.
Yeah, Juan Brito could come up and get some time now. You could get a look at him to see, hey, he in the spring it looked like he wasn't ready to play.
But he hit a few home runs, had some good exit velocities.
He did.
You know how much I love those.
Yep. But we'll see what happens, because now you got to find out, are the rest of your players going to step up? And I'm sure the coaching staff is not thrilled about Jose not being there because you count on him. But this being this early in the season, I gotta tell you, I think it's a good litmus test about like where your other players are at, like who's ready to go.
So I think it's twofold here. I think coaches are upset, obviously, because you're losing the production. Not saying that the first few weeks ultimately make a huge difference through 162 games. But also, if Jose is not on the field, that means he is going to be in the dugout bothering the crap out of everyone.
I would agree with that. I
Like,
think Jose,
if you think for 1 second that Jose Ramirez can sit still and watch a baseball game,
Oh my
you don't know Jose.
Did you see him in the dugout? So there was like a foul ball. He told whatever bat boy to get him the ball, and he's like, "Oh, I'll sign this
Yeah.
for someone. I'll sign
Yeah.
this."
Yeah,
He
yeah.
kept
Like, I
messing
wanna-
with someone.
it's crazy.
He's
He can't-
already
he can't help
driving people
himself.
nuts.
I do believe they already reported that he told the coaching staff that he was ready to go in for a pinch hit if they needed him today. Like, how annoying is that?
sure.
Because every situation that came up that he probably walked over and said, "Hey, I can go grab a bat. I can hit."
Hey, coach, put me in.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, go sit
No,
down.
dude. You almost broke your wrist.
Jose, go sit down.
Go sit down, Jose. But it should be interesting. If he does go on the injured list, obviously they're bringing somebody up. I don't know if it's going to be an Angel Martinez to
Will
take
Wilson.
over. It could be a Will Wilson. It could be. I mean, he had a really nice first game in Columbus.
Well, and I think we don't want to use any options on.
And that's the
Anyone
key.
else.
That's the
Agreed.
key. I don't think they're ready to call
And
it
I'm pretty sure
Britta.
that's why Willie Wilson is here.
I think
Big Willie style.
Big Willie style.
I think we could see Will Wilson, Big Willie style. Yeah. I think we could see him. I think we could see Angel Martinez. I don't think we're going to see Juan Brito. I
don't either. I think they
I
won't
think
want to get every day
just
at
wanna
bats.
wait.
Yeah.
They want to wait till he gets hot, till
Yeah,
they feel that he is ready to play every day.
Yeah, there's no reason to bring him up unless he's
No.
going to play. If he's going to sit the bench, you want him to stay in AAA and get at bats.
And quite frankly, if Arias and Schneemann are going to get on base and hit the ball hard,
Yeah.
then
Yeah, the two
what's-
unsung
there's-
heroes from the weekend, if they continue to play that way,
Yeah, now-
there's no reason to bring anybody.
Now is not the time to call up what could be your second baseman of the future, quote unquote.
Agreed.
Who knows?
Agreed.
Um,
So I think ultimately it's going to turn out, this could turn out to be already this early in the season, a pivotal point where if our young guys can rise to the occasion and help us win games without Jose, then when Jose gets back, we're even a better team.
right. How do you deal with adversity this early in the season?
Yep.
Who's going to be the guy? Manzardo, I have no doubts that he's going to continue to do what he's not what he's done to this point, but he's going to continue to have success.
Oh,
and
I
be
think he's going to
productive.
I think he's going to be productive. For sure. Kwan's going to be Kwan.
Yep.
Right.
Eventually, Carlos is going to hit the ball in the air.
Yep. And who else? Who else? Now, who else?
That's the thing.
Nolan Jones is going to get on base two times a game.
We
Yeah.
need we do.
Yeah,
we
but
need
we
him.
need him-
We need him to take a walk and then hit a double or a
We
home
need
run
him,
every
yeah.
game. I mean,
I
that's what
want
you
to
need
see
from
the
him.
extra base hits from Nolan Jones.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's going to be the key with someone like Jose out, who is an extra base god. You need people like Nolan Jones.
Yeah.
He needs to show why they went out and brought him back.
And I really do believe. I believe that if Nolan Jones can get to the point where he is that number 4 hitter in our lineup, where he is that guy, we can go Kwan, Jose, Manzardo, Jones, and Jones can produce from that 4 spot with home runs and doubles and walks, I think we are going to be a really tough team to beat.
That really changes the complexion of the team moving forward, because you have a lot of guys getting healthy in June and July.
Yeah.
You have a lot of pitching coming back. You potentially could see a Chase DeLauder.
Yep.
And Lane Thomas is going to be productive.
Yeah.
I don't know to what level, because like we talked about in our first episode, he's in a walk year.
Yeah.
So
And in Sunday's game, like the one thing about Jones's game, he's very patient. Like, and if he's gonna
ultra patient,
but if he's gonna be our
he's
4 hitter,
frustratingly patient.
yeah, if he's gonna be our 4 hitter, like today in Sunday's game, right? He gets up there to bat. He's got guys in scoring position, right? At the time, I think it's a 0-0 game at the time, and he's got a guy on second base, second and first with 1 out, or no, he's got a guy on second with 1 out, and he takes a 94-mile-an-hour fastball,
middle in,
waist high, and he took it for a strike, and he wound up getting a walk out of that at bat. But to be honest with you, like, we need him to drive in that run, not take that walk.
At least
like,
move it over.
He's got to,
yeah, put the ball in the air.
yeah, he's got to be more aggressive on like if you get a fastball on any pitch in the count, you got to drive it. You're the guy. Like, we need you to be that guy, not the guy who's going to take a walk and set it up for the next guy. Because we didn't score a run that inning, by the way. They got out of the inning without giving up a run because he passed up on that fastball.
That actually brings me to an interesting thought. I think if Nolan Jones is going to be that passive, you're still going to get decent power from him. He's going to hit doubles. He's going to hit some home runs. But if he's going to be ultra passive like that and continue to take walks at this rate,
we can't have him do that.
Now, I think you could potentially, if Jose's no longer comfortable hitting second, you could slot Nolan Jones in at second and drop Jose down to third.
But
and
still,
Manzardo can hit fourth.
Again, where's our 4-hitter?
Kyle Manzardo.
I think
but
he's
that's
the
giving
guy.
him less at bats.
Yeah, Kyle's a 3.
But I think he's the guy that will drive in those runs.
But Kyle's a 3-hitter. You want him up higher in the lineup. You want Jones to be the guy to protect him and Jose.
If it came down to it, I think Kyle Manzardo is the one that would be more aggressive with runners on.
Yeah.
So that's just my thought.
I'm sorry, but the great 4-hitters are the guys who are just scary enough that you can't pitch around the third hitter to get to this guy. Like if that number 3 hitter hits a double, that guy can't be the guy who takes a walk and gets on first base. Like you can't do that unless they just pitching around you and they never give you a pitch to hit. But if they're giving you pitches to hit, you got to hit them.
So a little more contact.
Yeah, we need aggression.
We need a little more contact at the plate from Nolan Jones.
Yeah, he's a really
I love
good
walks.
hitter.
Don't get me wrong. I love guys that can get on base. But I think they've put together a lineup of guys that can get on base. And I don't think that's what they needed when they went and traded for him.
Yeah, I think
they like that aspect, but I don't think that's what they need.
I think what it looks like, what I'm afraid of, right? It looks like we got a bunch of guys who are going to take walks and get on base. And when you mix that in with a handful of guys who are hitting hard ground balls, it turns into a bunch of ending double plays with guys on base and us leaving a bunch of guys on base instead of scoring runs. So we need guys to drive in some runs.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, over the next few weeks, be on the lookout for guys hitting the ball in the air more, maybe being a little more aggressive, making more contact. Especially now with Jose down, I think Carlos Santana maybe he'll get a little bit more aggressive also because he's been there before. I mean, he's done all of this. He's been around the block 6 or 7 times, let's be honest. So he's going to step up. I don't know to what level of production he can reach at this point in his career. I know he's hitting the ball hard, and I truly believe he's going to start hitting the ball in the air. But during this stretch, expect him to be a little bit more aggressive because of it.
Yep. So what do we got coming up?
Coming up the week ahead, we got San Diego. 3
That's
West
a really
Coast,
kind of scary
6 West
lineup.
Coast games.
They swept
San
the
Diego's
Braves.
Yeah,
rough,
they swept
man.
the Listen, we're going to find out this week is Ortiz for real, right?
Yeah.
Out of the gate. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to make or break his season, whether he pitches well in game 1 or not, but it's good. We're going to find out if he's ready to go in game 1.
So San Diego right now, they have Xander Bogaerts hitting 6th. That's a really good lineup.
Yeah.
When Xander Bogaerts is your 6th,
guy who hits like career 300 hitter.
That's a really good lineup. Game 1, San Diego versus Cleveland. Actually, Ohio native Kyle Hart, who has 0 previous major league experience.
Wow.
I think he had a cup of coffee. I think in 2021 maybe.
We'll find out if he can pitch.
I don't know.
So we'll see. I don't know much about him. He throws a slider, 4-seam, changeup, sinker, curveball. So he's got a lot of pitches. He's lefty. I would expect us to hit him around a little bit.
We'll see.
But I mean, it's San Diego.
got.
They think they can out hit you. So I mean, it's going to be a hitter's duel. If Ortiz is around the plate, he gets hit a lot. So he's going to have to keep the ball down.
We'll find out.
Game 2, Michael King versus Logan Allen. I'm not too confident about that. I know Logan Allen had a great spring. I just don't know. Logan Allen playing against a lineup of guys that 1 through 7 can take you deep.
Big
in any
ballpark,
at bat.
though.
It is a big ballpark.
But he's a pop-up ground ball guy. So
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah, we'll see.
see if he can keep the ball in the park.
Michael King, in 2024 through 7 innings against us, 1 run, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts. You know, pretty good outing, I would say. Probably shut us down pretty well. Game 3, Dylan Cease versus Ben Lively, who's our new ace, I guess.
No. He did a great job filling in, though, on opening day.
And he's if he's around the zone, he has a potential to get hit around because this is not Kansas City. They're a much deeper lineup. They have a lot more guys that can do damage. They're an extra base hit machine, is what they are. Dylan Cease in 2024 through 7 innings against us, no runs, 1 hit, 10 Ks. So he had our number last year.
I think it's a good test series for us. Like,
I
again,
agree.
a series that early
that.
in the season is not going to make or break us.
I think we're probably going to get swept.
We're going to find out.
Worst pitchers are pitching, but it is what it is.
I think it's going to be a hitter's duel. I really do. I think Ortiz.
Seeing coming off a weekend 1 already sounds like ER.
The bottom of our lineup, or the bottom of our rotation is.
We don't even know. They haven't pitched yet.
We'll-
Give him a chance,
We'll
man.
find out.
Give
I
him a
think
chance.
Ortiz is going to be
We were talking
okay.
the same way about Lively. Won game 1, by the way, against Kansas City's ace.
I still feel that way about Lively.
Against Kansas City's ace.
If Ortiz
Won
can keep
game
the ball
1.
on the ground, he'll be fine.
Lively's going to face everybody's ace now.
Yeah, for a
It'll be
little
fun.
while.
Get
at
ready.
least.
Ace off Ben Lively.
Get ready.
It'll be it'll
ready.
be interesting. And then we
Hey, he's 1-0 against everybody else's aces so far this year.
yeah, we'll see how
He
long
won
that
the
lasts.
game. We won the game.
But I do think we can get to Dylan Cease. I think this is going to be an opportunity. This is going to be an opportunity for guys to step up, just like we were talking about. Nolan
Dylan
Jones,
Cease,
Kyle Manzardo. Those two really need to step up.
Dylan
in
Cease will
series.
spot your fastball, throw that hard slider, and it comes from the same spot. You don't know which one you're getting.
He gets a lot of swing and miss.
Dylan Cease should be on the plane to Cleveland with us.
Oh, I agree.
They're not
That'd be
giving up.
beautiful.
They're not giving up Dylan Cease. Listen, it's not.
I think that time has passed.
Listen,
but
they have a guy who has yet to make. He's making his major league debut, and Michael King as their 4 and 5 pitchers. They're not giving up Dylan Cease.
Michael Caine
Michael
from
Michael-
Batman.
I'm Batman.
Michael King.
Then we've got
King.
the Angels for 3.
Exactly.
So that'll be a nice little break. We got Tyler Anderson. I don't
Nice
know
little
much.
break.
I mean, really.
Listen,
I think Jose Soriano
I don't
is
care.
tough. Don't get me wrong.
Listen.
We're going to see him in game 2.
I don't care
supposedly.
where you walk into. If Mike Trout's on the field and you got anyone else who can hit, which they do this year,
They have a
they're
few.
gonna be
They're-
competitive.
They're 1 through
They're
4.
gonna be
Not
competitive.
bad. They're all right.
They're gonna be competitive.
Jorge Soler in there protecting Mike Trout. That's not bad.
5 years ago, this lineup is really good.
Yeah.
Listen, man,
Well,
they're better than
was
than
Mike
each other.
Trout, did Mike Trout play a full season 5 years ago?
Probably.
I mean, really.
They're better than you think. They're better than you
So we're
think.
expected to see Tyler Anderson, Jose Soriano, and Kyle Hendricks, who's still in the league. But yeah, so it should be an interesting week ahead. You guys have anything else you'd like to add?
Well, listen. All I want to say is that we're won 2 out of 3 in our first series,
2 out of 3, that's huge.
and that is what the season, 162 game season, is all about: winning 2 out of 3.
Yep.
Like,
Especially
literally winning 2 out
division
of 3.
rivals take 2 out of 3.
When you take 2 out of 3 and any series, you came out of a good series. Like, you played well enough to win that series. Now, there's better teams coming up that we're going to play than Kansas City. So we have to clean some things up, and I think we have to have pitch calling. I think we have to get our pitch calling in line a little bit. I think we have to start understanding the strengths of our pitchers a little bit. But I do know this coaching staff usually gets the most out of pitchers. I think historically speaking, just look at how they pieced together the starters last year and patchworked it all the way through the season. So I don't think it takes them long to make adjustments and to get things done. So I think we're going to see some good outings, win or lose. I think we're going to get some good outings out of our starters. I think our bullpen really needs to pick it up now and come through like they did last year.
Expect to see, especially Bybee and Williams, go deeper into games. They trust them. They're just on a pretty strict pitch count for now.
I think they'll leave them on a pitch count, though. I really do. I think we have enough arms in that bullpen that And plus, we got a couple guys down in AAA that aren't even up yet, and we got a couple guys hurt that aren't even back yet. That the bullpen's even deeper than what we're showing now. It really is deeper. So I think we're okay.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, favorite, rate, or review, depending on your platform of choice. And please don't be afraid to interact, ask questions, and leave feedback. We want to know what you think. You can find us on Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or wherever else you listen to your podcast. Another great week ahead and another opportunity to watch baseball. So be well, stay safe, and as always, go Guards.
See ya.
Let them out.